Hey everybody, it is Corey from Unified Masters. So I've tried to record this video numerous times and technology is just not having it right now, nor is the space on my phone. I have to clear out my phone. So I decided to go live to record this energy update. Basically, I'm really excited because we got confirmation that our energy bodies are currently ready for 7D, for our 7D chakra system. So I got a download the other day with a message during Dreamscape that had stated Jacob's Sacred Ladder. And Jacob's, I didn't know what this had meant, and I decided to go online and look it up and looked up the story of Jacob's Ladder and told one of my teammates about it, who I'm currently building out with, and he's like, oh, you just confirmed that our 7th dimensional chakra system is ready to be activated. And so with that, this chakra system is, of course, associated more with, we're going to be finding more gold hues in our chakras. And because of that, these golden hues is Christ consciousness. It's all a direct result of all the hard work the collective's been putting in, but a lot of what these portals have created. So these portals were 333 portals that were the 12-3 portal, the 12-12 portal, and then the 12-21 portal are 333 dates, which is all having to do with Christ consciousness, and all the focus has been bringing in as much golden light and as much diamond light as possible. And that's what my, the 12-12 activation that I did was really anchoring in as much golden light as possible. And what was beautiful was we actually had a crystal child in on that activation that really activated all of us, which brought in a lot of this 7th dimensional energy body coming in. And so first off, I want to thank the collective for being able to do this, because right now we are in higher 4th, about to cross into 5th dimension. But because of that, our bodies and the work that we've done has now created enough space to anchor in a lot of 7D energies too. And now we're even hearing of 9th dimensional energies starting to come down. And this is how fast the collective has been upgrading during this process. And so with that though, when we look at the 7th dimensional energy body, that is directly associated to the crystal children. And this is where I really wanted to put out this message, because right now a lot of crystal kids are going through it, especially if they are on the spectrum, or they are, so if we're looking at autism, Asperger's, as well as other developmental issues, their sensitivity is blown wide open right now, and they're not only feeling the energies themselves, but they're feeling the collective stuff. And this is something that I've been intuitively feeling as well. My sensitivity has been increasing to the point where I have a very tough time going out into public. And that's hard for me. I'm a Leo. I love being in crowds, and I've been so hermited, it's been driving me absolutely bonkers. But I wanted to talk about this because right now, if you have any young kids, or know anyone who's got any developmental, I don't want to say developmental issues, because they are such gifted beings and such gifted divine sparks of creation that I'm using this just for the sake of reference. So anyone who's on the autism spectrum, dealing with Asperger's or any sort of really heavy, Down syndrome, any developmental stuff, they're really going through it right now, and they really need our love and our attention and our care. We're finding that, so I know one of my friends, her kid, nothing's been working, and they've even been having to run and get medicine for him to be able to help him out, and that's not even working right now. Because this is what happens when our energy bodies start to get blown wide open and our sensitivity increases, is that we're also, as we're waking up, we have to remember our youth are waking up more and more, and their energy bodies are coming online. And so because of this, they really need a lot of care and attention. So I'm actually going to put out I'm going to record a light language tonight to help with it's going to be for everyone, to be able to help calm down the energies and help if you need it. Because I've found a few times recently where I had to go turn and take Benadryl because I couldn't calm down. I mean, I was taking melatonin, I was trying salt baths, and nothing would get me to calm down. And so I wanted to do a light language activation to help out if there's anyone out there who's got their own issues, or they have kids or family members or know anyone that's got any developmental issues or any crystal children, to help them out in being able to ease the process and help to calm them down if energies get too high for them. And so this is really beautiful, though, that this is happening, because what it's now creating is an opportunity for more of our gifts to come online, more of our abilities. And because of that, we're going to find people that are more consciously aware of themselves, their patterns, their behaviors, and how they are treating others as well. So as these new energy bodies come online, we're finding a great level of compassion and a great level of empathy, which is going to help to end the war scenario as it's been playing out for a very, very long time. And now that this is coming online, I guess I'm going to be talking about this, is discussing more of the unity. As we are all stepping into unity consciousness right now, I started to unpack something that's more of understanding why we were called to meet with our soul tribe. And it's not necessarily because we're meeting our soul tribe because we're meeting our people, but because the tribes, the monads are kind of all meeting in the astrals and are going to start to meet more and more down here, because that unification is necessary for us to shift out the rest of our distortions amongst one another, so then we can unify globally. So it seems that there's still, it's not like we can all, if we look at all of us being thrown into one gigantic pot right now, there's still a lot of distortions and a lot of beliefs, cultural beliefs, a lot of traumas, things of that nature, that still need to get sorted out until we all really unify globally. And so what's happening is we're all meeting up at a tribal level, like kind of in the olden times of the tribes are connecting, whether it be through online community or actual physical community build out on New Earth, which is then gonna help to, we're gonna be able to work out the rest of our crap essentially together as a tribe, and then be able to expand out and unify one as a globe. And this is the insight that I've been getting, is there's a lot of call to build out, light worker cities and light worker communities right now. And it's beautiful, because what it's doing is it's giving us an opportunity that when we arrive completely at New Earth, and we start to build out the new world, everything that we have done up until this point in time is going to come to use in one way or another. And so we've talked about for a while as a way shower that we're going to be able to anchor in all of our gifts and abilities to one timeline, to be able to use all of them to be able to create the world that we desire. Well, this is what we're starting to see now, is we're now, like, we've got light workers that are amazing builders, amazing creative artists, amazing, they've worked with nonprofits, they've done work in the behavioral health system, things of that nature. All of that's going to be able to come to the forefront to be utilized and maximized. Yeah, healers too. It's going to be utilized and maximized for the New Earth build out. And so because of that, like, when we're coming back to the sensitivity thing, our sensitivity is getting so, like, for me, my sensitivity is so online that there's certain music I just can't listen to anymore. I can't watch certain Disney movies because, like, I'm trying to do self-care and I'm watching Disney movies, and it's what's happening is I feel the programming, I sense the programming, I feel it, and I have to shut it off. So because of that, the conscious creators are stepping up. And so now we're gonna start seeing shifts in the media where there's more conscious media, more conscious music. And we're not just talking like, Kanye preaching Jesus conscious music. We're talking like genuine conscious music, which we're already seeing on the rise a lot. We're seeing binaural beats being used in a lot of EDM tracks, and we're seeing more of a rise of it. But we're talking true conscious music, not hidden agenda, false light conscious music. Because there is still false light programs that are out there that are currently, we're lifting the veil on all that, and that is going to be removed in its own time. And so that is all, we're going to see more of that. We're also seeing more call of light language in music. That's why a lot of we're going to see more of this stuff starting to happen, which is beautiful, because it's really going to help us to be able to feel our way into New Earth without the programming. So especially when our energy bodies are coming online in sensitivity, we become so sensitive to everything around us and all the stuff. All reflected from the false light within us. Yep, we all have, and we're breaking down those programs and those beliefs right now. So it's interesting, because now we're gonna have more conscious media, so we're gonna be able to enjoy our media again and not just like isolate. We're gonna be able to enjoy our technology again. We're going to be able to, you know, and that's going to work its way out in its own time. And as I foresee it, it's going to be a process, and we're going to find more and more people reverting back to books at a collective level, stepping away from more technology, which is going to create more unification. We're going to be able to talk to one another on public transportation. We're going to be able to hold conversation, create an empathetic conversation, and not have a fear of any discord, a discord occurring between us. And this is what's going to be really beautiful with seeing this level of build out. So we're seeing more unity codes drop too. So we're going to see, for the past couple of days, especially with the Gemini full moon, this was what I would call the twin full moon, and we were finding a lot of twin Schumann spikes happening. This is all having to do with twin flame union stuff, but without having to go into the twin flame thing. This is all balancing the masculine and feminine. So what this is now adjustments to come into balance within and creating that connection point and that communication. So we're seeing a more of a rise of the masculine is having to look more at its darker aspects, which is that false light stuff. We all have it within us. We all have programming within us, and all that's being stripped out right now. And a lot of this piece too is self-worth beliefs with the feminine, and creating that connection point of honest and truthful, heartfelt love and light communication between the feminine and the masculine. Yes, the yin and the yang, the heart and the mind, this all micro, macro. Once again, we see this happening in the collective, but it's all internal stuff. So this is now harmonizing our feminine and masculine frequencies at a collective level. It's creating that dialogue of the masculine being able to trust his intuition, but also the feminine, in the feminine embodiment, being able and willing to take guided action and feeling safe and supported on that journey. And so now it's kind of a shift. The men are going within and the women are stepping into their roles. And this is part of that polar shift in that narrative. Is the rise of the feminine is the masculine being able to stop, go within, being able to be more intuitive, more loving, more healing, and being able to love ourselves unconditionally, and allowing the feminine to rise to her power and honoring her strength by not doing things for her. So because of this, what I've been noticing is that, like, so I'm in union, I'm in physical union with my twin, and this call has been for a while, as we've had some communication issues, because once again, internally, I don't trust my intuition a lot of the time. But also too is there is a divine masculine distortion that has to do with the Luciferian stuff. It has to do with the darker agenda that has suppressed the feminine for so long, that keeps this overlay that creates a separation of communication between the feminine and the masculine. So because of that, that veil is being ripped and distorted out, and because of that, the idea is the masculine needs to step back and just let the feminine work it out and love her unconditionally. And this is what I've had to do, is I'm just like, we all have aspects. Lucifer is just an aspect within all of us. So because of that, the feminine, the masculine's being taught to hold, is being told to hold space for the feminine, to allow the feminine to work this stuff out, because the energies right now are causing that to be released in its own time. And so because of that, we just get to hold space and love them unconditionally and love ourselves unconditionally. Anyways, I'm not going to get into, I've heard so many people claim, okay. Anyways, we can not go into that. Have a good one, bud. So sorry about that, guys. So anyways, we're having to hold space and allow the feminine to go through, you know, what they're going to go through, and the masculine has to go through what they go through as well. And we're just allowing that energy to naturally shift itself out organically, and allow those tune-ups, thank you, and allow the tune-ups to occur, once again, organically. So to get back into the seventh dimensional chakra systems, as this is coming online, the big thing that's been helping is salt baths. That's been really helping. Also stepping up your self-care. So for us, we're having to invest more in things like getting massages, focusing on more healing for ourselves. Your self-care may also shift too. So for me, I'm being called to do more yoga. It's something I was introduced to a long time ago, but now I'm having to really step in and stretch more, and I feel it in my body. And this is more of our light body coming online as we're making space for our diamond light body to come online. So part of this purification process is a lot of sweating, a lot of crystallizing of our skin. So you might feel a lot more itching. where we're finding, for me, I'm finding Epsom salts really helps. Getting out into the sun, grounding, and where you might even start to notice like a glow in your skin. You might find a glow, like a diamond glistening glow. A diamond glistening glow in your skin, and that's your diamond light body coming online. Yeah, you can just go, dude. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to create content for people. So, anyways, so sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so this is a lot of the shifts that we are seeing right now in the collective. And the biggest thing right now is to just be kind and compassionate, not only with ourselves, but be kind and compassionate to our kids. And this is what's been really blown wide open for me, is recognizing that there's a great portion of the population that may not understand what's going on, and this is our crystal children that have any sort of developmental disabilities, or even just our kids in general. And because of that, the biggest thing is just being able to be there for them and hold space for them and allow them to vent if they're venting, but also finding a way to make them feel safe and to feel comfortable as they are really going through what they are going through. And so I wanted to put this out there because I've noticed it came up in my spectrum today multiple times, and I think that it's a very important call is to focus. You know, we're focusing on ourselves individually and we're focusing on the collective, but everyone's got their own wars and their own battles that they're going through. And so I've been seeing this come to the forefront and wanted to just pitch out that if you have any friends or family that have kids with any sort of developmental issues, or just any younger children that maybe, if the family's open for education to help them out, maybe step in, and if you're a healer, you know, do some energy work on them, or take them out, connect them to nature more. Samantha and I did this the other day with her nieces. We went out to a park and got to play with the ducks with them, and you know, invite them, unify them more in nature. And we're finding that helps to really calm things down, especially in urban environments. Heavy urban environments, the one thing that really helps is getting out into nature to ground and to reunify with the earth. And so if you have the opportunity to, you know, to take out your kids out on a nature walk somewhere, even if it's just a little patch of grass, by all means do it. Or if you have a way to be able to volunteer your time to a shelter, or to volunteer at a school, or if there's like a special ed department at your local school and you want to go volunteer time and you're a healer and they're open to it, or whatever you can do to be able to kind of get some nice service work in, that would really help them out right now. So I'm actually going to create a light language tonight. It's 12:12. Oh, I love it. It's 12:12 right now here, or the clock here says 12:12. So I'm going to actually just go to bed tonight because it's been going all day, but I'm going to create this light language and throw it out tomorrow. And it's going to be a calming light language for everybody. It's going to help everyone out, but also especially those with any sort of developmental issues or any crystal children. You can play it back to them and it'll be nice, calm, and soothing to help them relax while they're going through this. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for showing up on this live. I've tried to record this video 3 times today and my phone just wasn't having it. It wasn't having it, so I decided to pop on a live. And really quickly, you know, with the comments coming through, because someone had gone on there, I didn't get to read all the comments. I commented back. I just want to say I honor you for who you are. And we all hold, really quick, because I wanted to really touch base on that from a unified love perspective of what that guy had commented, recognizing that we all hold different imprints and hold different archetypes within. And I've had many different people come to me and say they're Lucifer. I've had many different people come to me and say they're Jesus Christ. I've even believed it myself. I'm not trying to discount anyone's story, but I've heard it a million times, and the biggest thing is that I've learned on my awakening journey is to throw a question mark over everything I see, not to believe everything that's thrown at me, including the stuff coming out of my own mouth, including stuff that's come from my own guidance. So I just want to say I respect and honor you and love you, whether you are Lucifer, whether you are Santa Claus, whether you hold that aspect, whether you are Jesus Christ, whether you are Buddha, whatever it is. I want to tell you that I love you unconditionally, and I thank you for coming out and for being a supporter. And we're here to unify. We're not here to separate. And I apologize if I put anyone down in that process, because that was not my intention at all. but also too, this is a space of respect and unity, and I want to make sure that's being held throughout the community, but also being upheld by me as well. So if I did come off disrespectful to anyone, I do apologize. So anyways, much love and respect to everybody out in the Webiverse. If you haven't, click subscribe. I also wanted to let people know too that I've got a, on my website, I've now started a subscription program to where you get all of my light language activations that I have available for $17 a month. So that subscription is now available on unifiedmasters.com. And so, yes, I love you all. And so if you guys want to sign up, my light language, all the light language ones that are on my website, and all my light language activations from here on out that aren't collective, that are going to be more individual and more specifically produced for light workers and not necessarily collective messages that are encoded, that's going to be on my subscription page. So versus paying, you know, $11 for an activation one time for the download, for $17 a month, you're going to get all of my activations. And with that subscription, you actually get the 12/12 activation, and then there's going to be other 12/12 like group clearings and energy sessions that I will be throwing on there as well. So that's now live and active on unifiedmasters.com, and that's $17 a month for a subscription. So if you want to go, definitely click subscribe, and you'll get all of my activations, access to everything, which is going to be, I'm really excited to be able to release that. So guys, thank you again for being here, for holding space, for doing your part here on this journey. It's been a wild ride recently. Please hold tight for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be, there's going to be a big wave coming through. We've gotten multiple reports of huge waves coming tomorrow, so buckle down for 12/16. Well, it's midnight here, so it's going to be today, 12/16. Drink lots of water. Make sure to take it easy. If you need to take the day off work, take the day off work. I tend to be in bed a lot, or I'm running laps if I'm not driving myself crazy. And remember too that right now, anything that's coming to the surface that you are working through, that you're being called to change, whether it's like, you know, a physical routine or diet, remember, it doesn't have to be an overnight process. As long as you're making active steps towards changing your programs, your beliefs, if it's a diet thing, if it's a physical thing, honor that, because for me, I tried to quit vaping, and with the energy waves that came through, I was losing my mind, and it got really ugly. And so because I decided to go back on, but at the lowest milligram I possibly could, which is like 1.5 milligrams, which is very close to zero, I wanted to state that, because it doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you are taking those steps and you are telling yourself, but also showing guidance and showing the universe like, hey, I'm ready, this is just a really intense time, everything's going to be all gravy. But notice that right now, this like kind of volcanic period this is what the energies tomorrow are going to arrive, is anything that's unresolved, that hasn't been resolved, it's going to come to the surface, and it's going to blow over. Best believe this is going to be a big shakeup tomorrow. And I'm not saying that for fear, I'm saying that for everyone to get prepared, because when we meet all of this with love and compassion, with our heart open and our high heart open, the more we can get through it. The more we can breathe into it and feel into it and show compassion for ourselves and compassion for others. And this is what 5D Earth is. It's heart open, it's high heart open, it's communicating from love, it's communicating with love, it's loving ourselves, it's creating from love. And the idea is that we need our hearts open. We need our hearts blown wide open to land in 5D Earth. And so that is going to require the dissolution of a lot of heavy density living within. And if that density doesn't come out, best believe it is going to be manifested into some sort of physical ailment until it gets released. And so basically, it's your heart needs to be open, and any suffering that you've been holding on to, any traumas, anything like that, if you haven't worked through, it's going to come to the surface. And best believe it's going to show up in its own way. And this is where healthy detachment really is key right now, even with our relationships, because we're going to see family members, we're going to see loved ones that don't want to let go of certain things. And what it's going to start to do is it's going to stir up so bad that it might create a physical ailment of some sort. And this is where we hold space and just allow that release to happen how it needs to happen, because our hearts need to be open to land in New Earth. And best believe we're all landing in New Earth one way or another. And that means that our hearts need to be open, which means that we need to let go of all that crap. We need to open up, and we need to let go of it all. And no matter how painful it is, it doesn't belong in New Earth. And it also doesn't belong within us. We're meant to be happy, joyous, and free, and it doesn't need to belong within us. So let's let it go. like Frozen, let it go, right? So anyways, I'm being called to do a little light language to help kind of anchor in everything that's been coming in. So if you don't want to stay for the light language, you can exit out now. But I'm going to start speaking light to help kind of just settle in everything that came through and help to just kind of get everyone aligned and help everyone settle down for the night. Isaruho toko nau kawia sana tatoru ushuku vuia kaunda oka. Isaru no tono no tokus ukia pa na via chetana. Isaru uku no cho isinini kia oka no fo uru usuru utuku suata. Isaindo koru utoya nataka ni ik amu ut uru ushutoto. Isimiako nauva. Imiako nar ik is au uku no do puto sekia. Imiau kaunda is ar ik in is ututo so kiwa. Ishananakiet ar ukunu to pawa. Iviana ut uno so ukuni uta epikiu so uno uto so ukuvuto rokoa. So there's a lot of purification that came through that. There's a lot of heat that's running through my body right now. And that's a lot of this purification process that's going on. And best believe these energies are really supportive for the purification right now. But it can be a little bit painful. So take it slow and easy on yourselves. Love yourselves unconditionally. Love each other unconditionally. I want to say that the divine spark within me sees the divine spark within you and loves you unconditionally and wants you to keep coming back and wants you to land in New Earth safely. So with that, I love you all and I will see you on the other side. Namaste.